huge season picked up on the work in the pre-season. You need to show them.
Yeah, well, for us, because of the transition of players, we've got 4 or 5 more new players coming into our club. So I guess round one's really important for us, that we do start to show some of that work that we have done in the pre-season. But it's about the long haul as well. Not just round one. Whilst it's very important round one, it's not the be all and end all. We've got a full season to get through, and we've got some combinations that we need to work on within the playing group. So yeah, but I'm very excited. Footy's back on, starts tonight, and we get the opportunity early in the week as well tomorrow night against the Rabbitohs. So yeah, we couldn't be happier.
The club has indicated potentially that Adam was going to be right by the end of the week. Can you just timeline us through what went on during the week for you to rule him out, not even knowing?
Yeah, well, I can speak from experience here, Dobbo, because I've actually had COVID myself, and it does affect everyone in different ways. But Adam had a run yesterday at home and didn't pull up all that great, so we just thought that the risk versus reward was too high. It is a long season ahead of us, and his preparation was very limited for this game, given that he'd been off for 7 days. So we took the long approach for it all, making sure that when he does come back, that he's fit. Our next game is against the Bulldogs on Sunday week, so that'll give him enough time to prepare and get himself ready for that game when required.
Had a few other COVID interruptions, Kevin. How different is this side to the round one team you would have named?
Well, like everything, even with the state of origin, you never pick your team until it's time to pick your team. COVID is a new dilemma for all clubs, not just us. We seem to be hit as hard as anyone, but one thing I'm really happy with and fortunate that we've got really good depth here this year at the Broncos, and whilst we've got some players missing, we've also got those that have been given a great opportunity to play in the Broncos jersey at home in round one. So that excites me more than what's happening on the sidelines. I'm very confident with the team that we have. The expectations of them is there's no expectations. We're going out, we're going to play some footy and have a bit of fun.
How proud of you will you be of Billy tomorrow?
Yeah, well, extremely proud of him. Put my dad's hat on. Certainly all the dads out there that their boys are playing this weekend, and whether it's the NRL or any level, it always makes you feel very warm and proud. So I'm no different, but I've got my coach's head on tomorrow night, and Billy, I'm sure it's a great opportunity for Bill to play the football. If he plays the football, I know he'll play the football that he's capable of. That'll be great for us and great for the team as well. Well, it's just from a utility point of view, Dobbo. Ezra hasn't played much 9, we've played no 9, whereas Tyrone's played 9 in the NRL, so just the experience factor for round one. Ezra is a terrific young player. We've got a lot of confidence in him. His time will come this year, but just for round one, we've decided to go with the experience.
Getting us back on Billy, there's been a lot of conversations, and I think he's definitely not called you father. Has there been conversations about making sure footy and families?
No, I guess it's just a natural thing. When he looks at me out here on the field, I'm his coach. That's the way he sees it, and that's good. That's how I've treated Bill. And likewise, when we leave here or we're inside the building, I'm his father. So, we've seen some great exponents of this, in the past 20 years in the NRL. So I've got every belief and every confidence that this will be, a great combination between father and son, and it all comes to fruition, tomorrow night. Stage one of, Billy's here for the whole season. So we're looking forward to working with him and bringing him along as a player. He's got some great skills. He's a footy player, and that's what we need here at the Broncos.
Do you not want too much attention about that?
Sorry?
Do you not want too much attention about it yet?
I know. When he runs out tomorrow night, and I'll be coaching the side, he's Billy Walters, the Broncos player. So, and that's how we'll treat it. And after the game, he'll return back into the other life that he lives. Yeah, Pete, there's no real expectation from us as a playing group. What I want to see from us is just to improve and get better. We did that last year as a playing group and as a club, and I believe we're going to improve it even more again this year. That's the expectation of me on our players, is to get better over the season proper. And I'm sure once we do that, and when we do that, all the results are going to look after themselves.
Kevin, after everything Brisbane's been through, South East Queensland as a town, city, how important is it to go out tomorrow night and play a really exciting, upbeat brand of football to give the town something to cheer for?
Yeah, it's very important. Brisbane are a wonderful connection here with the Broncos, with the city of Brisbane, and the last couple of weeks have been not great for a lot of people across our great city and across our great state. So, one of the great things that the Broncos can do is put a smile on people's faces with a performance that we can all be proud of, and that's what I'm expecting, tomorrow night. Nothing more than that. Just go out and play to your ability, play your best, and give your all, because that's what Queenslanders do, and that's what Broncos players do. Yeah, they've had a couple of changes, but not as many as us. So we're really this week we've been focusing on us and our roles. There's been a lot of noise around with who's playing and who's not playing, but we got that sorted earlier in the week, and we're just looking forward to our guys getting their opportunity. Sure, Souths are a great side. They made the grand final last year, but they've had some changes, and I'll let Jason worry about their changes and what's happening in their camp. We'll get our own camp in order. Yeah, look, I'm not so concerned about my future here. I know we're all working hard together to get things right here. It won't be fixed overnight. We've got a new playing group here. I'm sure we've had a pre-season together, but where you learn most is in games and around the NRL, week to week, the grind of it all and the expectation of it all from a playing point of view. So yeah, we're a work in progress. It starts tomorrow night for us, and we'll find out where we're at.
Did you want more, obviously, than 12 months extension, though, Kev?
Nah, not really. I'll be happy. I love coaching at the Broncos, and I'm not really concerned about it, to be honest. I've got a job to do in front of me. I'm very confident that I can get that job done, and the results will come from that.
Kevin, for the people who criticise you for picking your son, why does he deserve to be the team?
I don't. I haven't seen anyone criticise.
People will do it.
Will they? Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not about what other people think, really. It's about what we think as a playing group, and I guess the only way to silence all the doubters as such is for Billy to go out and play the way that we know he can play. Until that happens, if you start listening to, I remember a famous line from Wayne Bennett, if you start listening to the punters, you might as well go and sit with them. What we need, Pete, is for our club to move forward and start that journey on the improvement track. Now, last year, at the back end of the season, I was really happy with the way we finished off. Now, we need to start somewhere near there and go from there. Again, there's no expectations from us on the playing group except to go out each week and play to the level that is acceptable. Well, he can be, and it's up to us to get around Tony and support him in his journey back. He's only had 4 games last year for us, and he's played 30 minutes or 40 minutes in a trial, so a lot in front of him. But again, the expectation of Katoni is to get through the 80 minutes, make your tackles, run hard, get through the game.
Have you seen the changes to the judiciary that they've announced this morning? Have you had to go across those?
No, I've been. You got something for me?
Oh yeah, they just announced it now. I'm just looking at the email. It's that.
We're
getting more former players and former coaches.
okay. Yeah, well, I guess the judicial system is one that's sort of out of our control. So whatever rules and regulations they come up, we've got to abide by. So we'll just tie in. We've always worked in here well at the Broncos with all of the administration's style of the game. So yeah, I'm comfortable with whatever they come up with.
The carryover points, they'll basically be cancelled after 12 months from what
Right. Okay. We've got a couple with carryover, which will probably get some benefits from that. So that's great news for the Broncos. You're a little beauty. Yeah, love it. They did, certainly did, and I'm a big fan of, particularly coming off your trial line, rewarding, good rugby league. And some teams have crept inside and were prepared to give away penalties. Well, they do that now, they'll get marched down the field a lot further. So it's great for the game, good for the attacking team, and that's what we want to see is more attacking footy. I think it certainly will, particularly the stronger teams where they just get on that roll and they're hard to stop. And they're defensively, the better defensive teams are prepared to give away those penalties and just defend. So yeah, I think it will bring the competition back a lot closer. No, we'll be no different to what we sort of finished last year with. Payne's quite comfortable with knocking out, somewhere between 50 and 60 minutes, and that's what we'll require of him, on the weekend. So we've got to make sure that, last year when we adjusted his minutes and actually pulled him back a bit, his meterage and his carries all went up. So, we'll look after him. He's a big fella and a good fella, but we need him, at his best as well for us on Friday night. Well, I don't know if it was awful. At the back end, we sort of tidied things up a lot, but certainly all clubs want, the best defensive teams at the end of the day are there at the big dance. So we certainly need to get better. We need to see some improvement, certainly on Friday night.
Okay, do you change the way you coach this year? Like you learned a lot last year.
Yeah, I've tried to be myself a lot more. I've learned a lot about myself last year when things weren't going so well. But, that's me this year. That's my mantra is to be Kev Walters. And if I can be Kev Walters, it's going to put, all of our players comfortable. And I generally bring a lot of energy as a coach, and I need to keep bringing that each week so players prepare as best they can. And more importantly on game night, that they're ready to go and they give the energy that the people of Brisbane deserve.
One more, sorry. I know it's been gone, but just when you got the text, or how did you find out Renault had COVID, and did you just get a little bit disheartened and think,
I've got to be honest. Last week when I found out that he did have COVID, I was a bit down, kicking cans. But this week I've come in with a lot of energy. Adam's one player of 29 in our top 30, so we'll do well on Friday night without Adam. He might find it hard to get back into this side. Let's wait and see.